Interesting during the weekend? Something you'd like to share with us? Anything exciting anybody did during the weekend? Okay, I don't see any hands. Bridget, how was your weekend?
Good morning, everyone. My weekend, there was nothing interesting about it. I was just home. I needed to catch up with my work.
Okay,
Yes, there was nothing interesting really. It was just a normal weekend.
okay, okay,
Thank
fine.
you.
So let's find out the group work you did together last week, the group assignment. How was the experience like working together? Let's hear from the group leader, Petunia. You were the group leader. You had to work with people, you had to cajole them. At some point, I heard you almost speaking like me. Say something, guys, when everybody was quiet, nobody was saying something. Say something, guys. What do you think? How was it like working together as a group? Was it easy? Was it what you expected? Can you say you easily achieved your goals? What were the challenges and what was the fun part of working with this group as a group leader?
Morning, everyone.
Yes, morning. If you can let us see you as you speak, that would be great.
Mr. T, me
No need for
too.
makeup or lipstick. You're fine just the way
No,
you are. You don't need to use your extra
no.
eyelashes, and stuff like that. There you are. There you are. Great.
Hi, Mr. Team. Hi, everyone. The experience, it was, no, the groups. Yeah, the members were so great. At least they've motivated me because sometimes I felt like I should just give up because I had to just say, come on, guys, at least even if you can send something, is not right, we can do it as a group. So I had to always motivate them. And at least they were responding, and at least they were helping. We were a group. It was a great experience, Mr. Tim.
Mm.
So my groups are big up for them. A
Oh,
big
well
up for
done.
you guys. Mm.
Well done. Well done to you all for successfully completing the group work. I was just looking at what you did just now, and yeah, it's a beautiful PowerPoint. Yeah, looking at the slides, first line, second line, third line maintenance, and so what it includes, okay, and activities performed. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. And okay. Yeah. Great. Now, let me ask another question. Did you guys learn anything by doing this research on your own, finding the answers, collaborating, brainstorming, correcting each other? Like when someone posts something, you say, okay, no, let's rather do this. Let's add this. Let's do it this way. I don't think it's that way. Can't we look at it this way? Can't we add this and that? Until you were able to refine and you came up with an answer that all of you agreed on. Now, let me hear both from the group leader and from the rest of you. How was it like walking to this conclusion? From let's say from no knowledge or little knowledge of first, second, third line maintenance and the activities involved to the knowledge you now have doing this on your own, following all the steps until you arrive at the final answer that everyone was happy with. Let's hear from uh, the group leader and each one of you who may want to say something.
Okay. Mr. Tim, the experience was, it was, let me put it like this, because let me talk about myself now.
Yeah.
I only learned the first line maintenance. I didn't know there was a second line, but I was already doing it, not knowing it was the second line maintenance. And the third line, I was also doing it, but not knowing it's the third line. The only line, the maintenance line that I know it, I had, it was the first line maintenance. So it was like, yeah, this is the knowledge that I wanted. So somewhere, somehow, it gave me a broader understanding. That was my view. And working together as a group, we ended up came up with different answers. Some were saying first line maintenance is this first line. So we ended up saying, okay, let us see the majority. If they can answer this and explain, the explanation were the same, then we take that one and then we run up with it. But we have to agree on them first. So I send something, then they tell me, no, remove that, add this. Then so that was a group work, but the experience was fine. I've learned a lot from this group activity. Some of the things I didn't know, but I was doing them, not knowing which category they fell into.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
thank you,
wonderful.
Mr. Tim.
That was, at least on your part, a good learning experience. Who else learned something? Who else want to share? It's not about the end result. It's about the process and the journey you had to go through to achieve the end result. So let's hear from the rest of you. I'd like to see some more videos on, please. It's too quiet and lonely in here. Can we see some more videos on? And please, guys, say something. What was the experience like for you working together as a group?
Mr. Tim,
Yes, go ahead.
ask this.
Yes.
It was a great experience, ne? As you can see, we are at different locations.
Yes.
It showed great for all of us. Adding some inputs there and there, deleting this, and then taking this one and that. No, it was a great experience that we can work even if we are at far places.
Yes.
That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if you have to collaborate on a project in your different hospitals, you have a common challenge you want to tackle. You can collaborate in the same way. Do your individual research, then come together, collaborate, contribute ideas, refine the idea to a point where all of you agree that this is the solution and you run with it. So that's a great way of learning and collaborating. Who else learned something along the journey? Yes, go ahead and speak. Okay, let me call someone from those who are not.
Okay. Let me speak. Let me speak.
Fine, go on, Michael.
I've learned that we have as teamwork is very, very, very important. We can bring ideas from different view or angles, and we score a lot of points, like getting view from different perspective concerning the activity, more especially first line maintenance, second line maintenance, because I've learned a lot because I never know most of other things properly because of I'm a junior from the other people. The other people are greater than me. I learn a lot from them. I never know nothing about first line maintenance, second line maintenance, and third maintenance. Yeah, I learn a lot.
Okay.
Scoring, we score a lot of goals. Teamwork is all about coming together, momentum, scoring goals.
Exactly.
I learn a lot. Even after this, when you've got the problem, you can come together. Hey, Peshuna, I've got this problem. Can we help you? Even when or the other one is from Rastimik or whatever, I can maybe rely on him, or he can rely on me.
Yeah,
it's very, very important, very, very crucial.
So learning to rely on on each other increases your strength, your efficiency, your performance. Some have got high knowledge, some are still upcoming. But when you join your knowledge and experience together, even those who are here can be brought up to here. And those who are here can pull those who are here. Like some of you have got experience, 14 years, 15 years, lots of experience in the field. And by contributing your ideas, you are helping to raise the team up. And one of the things we'll do for you at the end of this training, we have a group for clinical engineers, most of them who graduated from TUT. They're an alumni group for clinical engineers. Some are in industry, some are working in companies, some are working in public hospitals, private hospitals, Netcare, Life Healthcare, Drega, SSCM and Tembu, all sorts of companies, right? And in different provinces. So once you have finished this course, I'm going to add all of you to that WhatsApp group. Now, one thing we do in that WhatsApp group, if you have any challenge in your hospital, just post it there. Somebody will assist you. If you need any contact detail for any supplier, you need who supplies any particular equipment that you don't know, just post it there. Somebody will reply and assist you. That is collaboration. So you are harnessing the strength of the many to help you so that even if you're in a remote hospital, by being in that group, you are not alone. Whatever challenge you face, you say, guys, help me. I'm struggling here. Does anyone have a solution and answer? Here's the challenge I'm having. Somebody with the knowledge, it does not take time. You see people responding. They are very eager to assist. And so in a group like that, and learning to collaborate as a clinical engineer, you don't feel alone. If you're having a challenge with a particular equipment, you don't know what to do, just post it there in that group. Someone will quickly come to your aid. You are looking for a quote. You don't even know who the supplier is, but you need that quote for your hospital. Post it there. You'll see people will just rush to your assistance and support you and assist you immediately. That is the power of collaboration. So by working together, remember I said it's not about the final answer. It's about the process, the journey, the learning experience, knowing how to collaborate, knowing how to ask for help, knowing where to find help, knowing how to harness the resources, the knowledge, the experience of other people who have been in the field longer, to leverage on that, to help yourself to become a better clinical engineer. That is part of the journey, that is part of the experience, and that is part of what you learn. So every activity in this program has a purpose. And when you understand the purpose, you will do it without stress. You will do it relaxed, knowing that it's not about the final mark, but it's about what you learn in the process of executing that activity. And what you learn on your own is far better than what we can teach you and what we can give you. Give a man a fish, they say, you feed him for a day, but teach him to fish, you fed him for life. Okay, so here we're not only giving you fish, but we are teaching you how to fish, how to source information, how to collaborate and harness and leverage on the strength and knowledge and experience of others in the field to become a better medical equipment maintainer or clinical engineer. Okay. Anybody else want to speak before we move on to the next item? You want to share your experience on the group work? Anybody? Yeah, I like to call on those who are hiding behind the screen. Zulufelo, are you there? Sulu, are you there? What did you learn from the group work? Zulufelo, I don't see you. I don't hear your voice. It's either you're here or not, and I don't see anything in the WhatsApp either. So if I don't see you, I don't hear from you, I take it that you are not in the daily briefing today, and I will update my attendance accordingly. Okay? Because I take attendance every morning. So if you switch on your device, you walk away to go sell Maguinya. You are not here. You have to be here, participate. Okay, fine. Yeah. I see some movement. Are you saying something, Sulu fellow?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. T.
Where are you? Tell us about. Yeah, there you are. Now tell us about your experience with the group work. Did you participate?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, firstly, I will say communication is a key.
Mm-hmm.
Communication
Yes.
to the group work. So I've learned a lot about this group work. Then we'll take it from there. Working as a group, we can go forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, at least you've said something. Thank you. They say teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, teamwork makes the dream work. Great. And communication, they say, is the breakfast of champions. Great.
Yes.
So let's look at what we have for today. We have a new unit today, and that unit is unit, let's see, I'll just go quickly there and open and share. Where is it now? Okay, give me a moment. Let me open the unit. Um, okay, so yeah, the unit is loading. The unit for today is, let's go to content. I'll share screen just now once I open it. Okay, learning content. So it's unit 8, blood pressure monitoring. So let me share screen. Okay, so that's unit 8 here. And in unit 8, you have the PowerPoint, which is this. It's a course that you go through, right? It's a course you go through. So you have the PowerPoint, you have the objectives. At the end of this module or unit, you will learn the principles of invasive and non-invasive blood pressure monitoring, pulmonary and systemic circulation, typical values of circulatory pressures, major types of sphygmomanometers. You have the mercurial type that uses mercury. You have the aneroid type, aneroid type that uses the aneroid gauge, and you have the digital sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer is the name of the instrument used for measurement of blood pressure. And then the clinical applications of blood pressure measurements, then inspection and preventive maintenance. Now, this topic goes hand in hand with a PowerPoint I shared with you guys earlier on in chapter unit 1 and 2, unit 2 particularly on mercury and its hazards and how to handle mercury, right? So go through that in conjunction with this, because there's an activity at the end or a case study where you will need knowledge from that PowerPoint I shared with you on the WhatsApp group to answer questions in that case study. Now, if you go through the anatomy of the systemic and pulmonary circulation, if you have any questions, any issues, please come back to me. This is my area of expertise. I can start with that tomorrow morning, review your questions, answer them before we move on to the next thing. But it's important that you understand the pulmonary circuit, systemic circuit, and how blood circulates so that you can understand blood pressure and how those pressures vary as you go from one end of the um, circuit, the systemic circuit, to the next. Okay, now I want to go towards the end where you have the case study, because your activity will be based on that case study. That's a case study here. In a particular example, a hospital's maintenance workshop, and here we're talking about the clinical engineering maintenance workshop, was closed after a safety check revealed that the mercury vapor present exceeded the occupational exposure limits of 0.025 milligrams per meter squared, according to EH40/99. This resulted in a decision being made to replace mercury sphygmomanometers throughout the hospital. And the challenge is, what preventive measures could have been taken to avoid closing the whole hospital or replacing, the mercury sphygmomanometers throughout the hospital? Now, let me share a real scenario. How many of you here are from Klerksdorp Hospital? Can I see my show of hands? Klerksdorp. Klerksdorp. Mary, where are you? Can I see your hand? Yes, and you, Bridget. So two of you. Andrew, are you currently working in Klerksdorp Hospital?
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with this button. Keep on pressing.
So I just want to see those who are currently working in Klerksdorp Hospital. Okay. I see only Mary's hand is up. Okay, I think there are two of you. Yes, with Bridget as well, and you. Segesho. Okay, three of you. Great. Yeah. Now, in 2006, I don't know if there was any of you there in 2006 in that hospital. Anyone? Can you raise your hand if you were there in 2006? Okay, I don't think so. In 2006, I was working with a group of 20 newly qualified clinical engineering technicians at there in Klerksdorp Hospital. They were doing their P1. They were all from the Northwest province, and they were doing their P. They had just come back from Cuba, 20 of them. Among them is Freddie. Freddie, you've met him, he's one of the facilitators in this course. Among them is Neo, okay? Neo, there in Job Shimankana Hospital. So she was one of the 20. And what's his name again in headquarters? He was there when we had that briefing in headquarters. What's his name again? Musimaning. Yeah, Mr. Musimaning. So he was there. So he was among these three were among the 20. The rest of them, if I mention their names, you will know them. So I was supervising them. They were doing their experiential learning there in the hospital. Now, I come to the workshop, travel from Johannesburg 3 times a week. I stay with them the whole day in the workshop, supervising, see what they do, provide guidance, they do presentations, and we interact. But all activities were based there in the hospital. They will come there every morning. That was where we met. Then I observed their work ethics and the things they were doing. And one of the things I observed was that when they wanted to desolder, when some of them wanted to desolder equipment with a soldering iron, and it was a bit tough, they would take a drop of mercury and put it in the board on the other side, and then put the soldering iron to melt it so it will melt and they can desolder the component easily. Now, how many of you used to do that, still do that? You still do that, or you used to do that, or you've done that at some point? Can I see your hands up? Anybody? Come on, be honest with me. We're learning here. Don't hide behind the screen. Okay. So they were doing that. And in doing that, the mercury would evaporate. Oh, thank you very much, Bridget. You are still in that hospital. Okay, let me ask another question. How many of you still have sphygmomanometers that use mercury? They still use it in your hospital. You still fix those sphygmomanometers. You still work with mercury. Can I see your hands up? Anybody? Any hands? You still work with mercurial sphygmomanometers. You fix them, you repair them, they bring them to the workshop, you have them around you, you work with mercury and all of that. Anybody? Okay. I don't see any hand. If there is, I still want to know. So what happened was that they would put a drop of mercury on the other side of the board to then use the soldering iron so that it will melt the solder and you can desolder and remove the component easily. But when you do that, you see the mercury, with the soldering iron, there's a lot of smoke and fumes that come up, right? Now, when you add mercury to that, you also have that mercury fumes. So the mercury would evaporate and the fumes, and they were inhaling those fumes, mercury fumes. Apart from that, I also noticed that scattered around the workshop, in the workbench, there were little drops of mercury. When mercury drops, it just breaks and scatters, okay? And it's not very easy to pick up all the little droplets. So some of them remain in cracks and crevices and all that, and little holes you can't easily clean and remove them all. Now, when they remain in those places, they eventually evaporate. With temperature, they evaporate, and you have the vapor and the fumes. And that makes it subject to inhalation. You can inhale when you breathe in because it's now all over the air. So that was going on. That's what I observed. And some of them were actually started getting sick. Some were having headache, and some were having, because I was there with them for 6 months, a period of 6 months. So when I observed that, I said, no, this is not good practice in the handling of mercury. There's a better way to do it. These learners, students, need to be educated on the safe way of handling mercury. And that was one of the times when we put together that PowerPoint presentation that I sent to you on mercury, its hazards, and how to handle it. And we educated them on the hazards associated with improper handling of mercury. Now, after that presentation, by the time I came the next day, they had cleaned up the whole place, mopped up the workshop, cleaned up all the, droplets of mercury on top of the table, on the floor, everywhere was clean. Their practice changed as a result of the new knowledge, which is how it should be. When you learn, you know better, then you change, you do things differently. They were no longer using droplets of mercury to desolder components from a circuit board. And they now learn how to handle mercury and store it properly. And so those problems cease. If you go back to that note and read it again, mercury hazards and how to handle it, you will see the hazards associated with the wrong use of mercury and the preventive measures that you can adopt to protect yourself from inhalation hazards from spillage of mercury. Okay? Now, this case study we're talking about relates to that kind of experience. Let me put it up again. It says this resulted in a decision being made to replace mercury sphygmomanometers throughout the hospital. And now the challenge is, what preventive measures could have been taken to avoid this closure? Closing the workshop, closing the hospital until all the mercury sphygmomanometers were replaced. Now, if you come to, I hope you can still see my screen. If you come to activity 8.1, this is now where you are expected to provide your thoughts. You brainstorm on what could have happened or what could have prevented the closure of this workshop and replacement of all mercury sphygmomanometers. So in this activity, there's a small video here, and there's a new learning platform, online platform I want to introduce you to using this activity. And that platform is called Mural. Mural, how to use a mural. Now, imagine yourself using, let's say we want to brainstorm in a classroom, and we have a whiteboard or a flip chart where if you want to write your ideas, you go to the board, you use a pen, and you write your ideas. And someone else brainstorms. It's okay, we have someone writing on the board or writing on the flip chart until we've collected all of the ideas. That's brainstorming, right? And putting those ideas in the board. Now, we are on a virtual platform. We don't have a physical board to go and be writing points. But Mural helps you to do it in a digital way where you can write your ideas on a virtual board. Each person can, it's like having a sticky note like this one, right? So I have a sticky note I write my idea on that sticky note and I take it, I go and stick it on that board. So let's say a sticky note like this, right? So I write my ideas, I write it here, then I take it out and I go and stick it on the board. So each person is writing their ideas here and you stick it on that board. Now, that is what this activity is about, to learn how to do that virtually. So we are using this case study to learn how to use virtual sticky notes, write your ideas, and stick it on the board. Now, let's go back there. So, this short video, 3 minutes, will introduce you to the concept of mural and how to use it. But before you get to the activity, go through the PowerPoint first, understand it, so you are able to answer the question. So it says here, collaborate with your colleagues and brainstorm on the case study question in this unit and post your response on Mural. So this case study is the same as you have in that PowerPoint. You say in a particular example, a hospital's maintenance workshop was closed after a safety check revealed that the mercury vapor present exceeded the occupational exposure limit of 0.025 milligrams per meter squared. This resulted in a decision being made to replace mercury sphygmomanometers throughout the hospital. What preventive measures could have been taken to avoid this closure? And then it says, post one answer on a sticky note on Mural by using the following link. So each person come up with one answer. Again, go over the PowerPoint on mercury hazards and find out some of the preventive measures and some how to handle mercury and how to prevent exposure to mercury vapor. Then you come to this point, activity 8.1, you click here, and this will take you to the wall on Mural. See, it's opening. I hope you can still see the screen is opening. Can you still see it? So we are now in Mural. It's like a wall. These are your sticky paper, sticky notes. Let me do this. Okay. I can enlarge this. I'm using the mouse so I can make it bigger. So I can take a sticky note from here. This I got from here. You can pick any color here. I just drag it here. I can expand it. Then if I click on text format here, it allows me to type a text inside there. So I can type my name so that we know who has posted the note, and I can type my answer. Right. Now I have my sticky note on that wall. The next person can come. See, I can move this around. Another person can come, drag another sticky note, put it here, expand it. Then you type on text here. Then you put your name, let's say, and then your answer. Or if you double click on this white space, it will give you a sticky note anyway. And you just put your type a text in there. Okay, you type a text. You can even move this around. You can delete it. If you wanted to choose a different color, you expand it, move it around, you type here, it allows you to type text. You put your name, then you put your answer, whatever answer you want to give. So that at the end of the day, we can come back to this whiteboard and see what each person has posted. We see the response of each person and see what answer they've given, and we can say, okay, yeah, we've seen the answers, they are right, and we can do whatever we want to do with this information that has been stuck on the board. So this is a virtual sticky note, if you like, or a brainstorming board where we can brainstorm and put our answers. Now you can log in either as a guest, or it can ask you to first register with an email address and password, so you can always do this another time. And you can even choose an avatar or an image you want to use to represent yourself, so that each time we move, like for me now, this is TO, so I've logged in TO. When you log in, you will see your initials there as well, so we know who is pasting what or who is doing what. So that is what this activity is about. And at the end of the day, we can even download the whole board, the result. We can download it, we can share it, we can do whatever we want to do with it. So that is what this activity is about. You are posting your answers on a mural, on a board, like sticky notes. Great. Any questions? Yes, Bridget.
Mr. T, tell me, will it allow us to do it with our phones? Because now I'm using my phone.
You will never know except you try. So try it first, and then we shall see.
Okay, thank you.
Kilebokile.
Mr. Tim, that sticky note,
Yes.
everyone will answer it, and after we present it as a PowerPoint. So I'm just asking myself, what if our answers are the same? Because if I can write and send my answer to that note, Bridget maybe Lene will answer and send that note. So how are we going to select the right answers to go to PowerPoint?
Okay, we're not
Or are we going to take them all?
We'll just stick everything on that board. If you see that someone has answered what you want to say, you can rephrase and say it in a different way, so that
Okay.
it's not the exact same words.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other concerns or questions? Okay. If there are no other questions or concerns, I think, there's one more thing we need to do before we go. One person needs to introduce him or herself. Let's see whose turn it is today. Give me a moment. Let me go to Google Doc and see whose turn it is to do introduction today. Tulufelo Isaac Lobakeng, it's your turn today. Let's quickly go there and see. Yes. Clinical equipment maintainer, hobbies, playing soccer, reading, traveling. Surely your life is more exciting than that. Tell us a bit about you, where you are from, who you are, what you love to do, what your interests are, where you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years. Yes, go ahead, Slufelu. You are, yes, go ahead.
I didn't hear you. Come again, Mr. Okai.
Yes, we want you to give us a detailed introduction of yourself. Who is Tulufelo Isaac Lobakeng? Where are you from? What are your interests in life? What do you love to do? What's your favorite food? Your favorite travel destination? Are you married? How many children and grandchildren? Whatever else you want us to know about you.
Okay, I'm Slovela Isaac Luwake from Mafikeng in Northwest. Currently working in Freiburg, Jomoro Hospital. So I'm not married. I have a daughter. I like to my hobbies.
Yes.
I soccer player. I like traveling. I'm a God fearing. Going church. Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have a question for him? Anything you want to know about him? I don't mean you should be asking if he has a girlfriend or whatever. I know some of you may be interested, but yeah, any question you want to ask
Anyway,
about him?
can I ask a question? Can I ask the guy a question?
Yes.
I hear he said that he's playing soccer. Why he playing soccer in Mafik or in Freiburg? Which team? Which position? There's a which team? Which is that in Mafik or when? Which position?
We are having a team here in Jomorolo here. I'm a central midfield.
Come. Hey.
Okay, Michael, by the way, we're still waiting for your activity 1.1.
No, I sent it. I sent it. No, Mr. Team, I sent it through email. I emailed that thing. You haven't received it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you must check it properly. I was with Justice because
which email address
try to help me.
What email address?
I used of Justice.
Sorry, which of my email addresses did you send it to? Is it the TUT email address or the Gmail address?
Gmail address, yeah.
Okay, I'll check. Okay, I think that's all for today. Yes, so carry on with the lesson for today, the activity, and we'll meet again tomorrow, same time. Yes, Caleb Ohile.
Mr. Tim, I see that Refilwe asked the same question that I wanted to ask about this activity.
Mm-hmm.
Is it due today or anytime? Because we're still going to familiarize ourselves with that mural thing. Because I think most of us, it's very new for us. So
we're teaching you new stuff.
Yes, and it's very interesting.
So you have the whole day. It's only one activity.
Okay.
You have the whole day. So go through the PowerPoint on blood pressure monitoring, and then spend the time. The video mural is just 3 minutes.
Okay.
Just to help you understand what mural is, and then you can do the activity. So you have the whole day. That's all you are doing today. Nothing more. We don't stress you guys. We don't give you too much. Only one thing for the day.
Okay.
So
and another thing, Mr. Tim, I know you were supposed to ask us how did we feel about the ECG thing, the Unit 7 one. The Unit 7, the ECG. Yeah. So the thing is, now I feel like Mr. Freddy has cheated me somehow. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm very honest. That's one strong point.
Okay.
Saga. I'm always honest. If I feel something, I'm gonna say it just like it is. I feel like Mr. Freddy has cheated me because of ECG has lots and lots of terms. I know that we have to go to Google and search and do what, but if he was presenting like you just did on blood pressure monitoring, some of the things that we wanted to know, at least when he's presenting it with the voice and what, we don't have to question so much, because now I have notes. I can read notes, but I don't understand notes. I have to go and ask Google, whereas he will be the one who was going to make these things very easy for me. And another thing, the practical the practicals on ECG. I feel like it was only 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then that 5 minutes, it was only for one simulator, which was VPen. Yeah, I know that one is very different. I don't use that one. I only use ProSim. But I feel like he just did it for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and then I wanted for him to explain more. So I don't know. So can you just ask him to do a recording so that I won't have so many questions, which he will be the one who's answering them. So can you please? I don't wanna feel left out on any unit. I want, if we are done with unit 7, I want to understand it properly. So can you please ask him to do what I feel like he's cheated me on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate honesty. And you share the same sentiment as myself. I did send him a message, but what I may need you and anybody else who feels the same to do, can you do a voice note? Send it to me.
Please.
Then I will send it to him and he will know that this is serious, that what I've been telling him to come and do, the students feel the same way. I'm sure that will rush him because he's always saying he's busy. So that will help him to rush and do it. But one thing I can assure you is whenever we update any unit, whenever we add more material, we always give even students who have finished the course and graduated, so to speak, we give them access. And I send a message on the WhatsApp group to say, we have added a new material. We have updated on this material. We have added voice on this material. You have access. You can go and redo the material or relearn or download it just to learn from it. So we have improved and updated. So I always do that. And whenever he does it, even if it's after the course is finished, you are still going to have access to it. So you will not miss out on anything. But if you can send me a voice note and just explain exactly how you feel, and I forward it to him, I'm sure it will make him to hurry up and do what he's supposed to do. Bridget.
Mr. Tim, I'm also sharing the same with Kilabukile. Can you also explain the drawing?
Thank
like,
you.
now I'm lost now regarding those drawings, the amplified something and also the feedback ones, because now I'm lost.
Thank you,
Please. Thank you.
The other thing I can do later on, maybe after this course, if we still don't get any joy from Mr. Freddy, I'm going to get another facilitator. There's one lady I know, our former student. She did ECG as a project. And when she presents, she takes her time and she explains it very well. Or maybe I'll look for one of her presentations she presented in class and share it with you guys. And that will also help to improve your understanding. But if you still don't get any joy from Freddie and his presentation, I'm going to get a different facilitator to redo the whole material, add voice, do it nicely, and then we'll upload and give you guys access. But I appreciate that you are honest and you are giving us feedback, because your feedback helps us to improve. I do not see your feedback as a criticism. I see it as helping us to help you better, helping us to improve the material so that upcoming students will not struggle the way you did. They'll find it easy. So thank you for that feedback and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. But if at any time anything else is confusing or frustrating, please let us know. And as you go through the material, if there's anything you don't understand, just do a voice note. Send to me. We will try to respond either by voice note or when we come on for daily briefing like this. I will start from there and explain it before we move on to the activity or the unit for the day. Okay. If there's nothing else, I still see your hand, Kelebo Hile. I assume it's an old hand. But if there's nothing else, I think that should be it for now. Yes, Andrew, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Mr. T. Yeah, on the mural activities, So, sorry, there's too much noise here. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. So, what I was asking is on the mural activities. So, obviously, because of we're not going to do it in groups, so I would like you maybe just to explain maybe further, like, does it count for how many explanation on the stickers that you take, or is it even if you can take one on each of the colors, is it fine?
I would prefer each person to give one so that others will have an opportunity to also give. So just choose any of the stickers, post it there, put your name on top, put your thoughts on the case study. I think one for each person is fine.
Okay.
Because if you put more than one, then others may not have something to say. They'll have to repeat what you have said, but one is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe if everybody has posted and there's still more to be posted, then you can now come back and add some more.
All right.
Let's use today, the rest of today, if possible, finish it today. But
Okay.
if by the time we check tomorrow morning you can't finish or you struggle, then maybe we'll give you some more time. But it's a very simple, straightforward activity which all of us can do today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dylan.
Okay. So thank you all very much once again. We'll see you same time tomorrow morning. Stay blessed and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.